Hi, welcome to Cindy's Art. Today we're going to paint an ocean wave, and this wave is not that difficult. I found the picture for this on unsplash.com. Visit their website and you can get great ideas. So I've listed for you my Holbein watercolor paints. You can pause this video to take a look at what colors I used, and I've listed them below so you can purchase them. And I use Arches watercolor paper. And when I started this off, I used masking fluid to block off the whites of my waves. Use wet on wet to lay down the colors behind the wave. And then guys, there's a section that I forgot to video, I'm so sorry, that's on the inside of the wave. The inside of the wave, I'll be putting the photo up, has yellow at the top and then it moves into neutral and horizon green down below. So I've moved on to the right side of this wave and I'm going to put my reference picture up here for you. But I'm basically just looking at the snapshot, and I really wanted to capture this right side and then the front of the wave that you don't see yet. So I really love this picture. I really enjoyed painting it. With my watercolor painting, I like to build up color. So I will add a lot of my blues and my purples in this area that I'm working on right now, that now I'm adding in some neutral because I feel like I can push towards some of the detail. And then I'm using a wet paintbrush that has no paint on it, and I'm basically lifting off some paint, and I'm using an angular brush as well. I'm lifting paint up because I want to add in some of the detail. So that's an easy way to do that. You don't always have to add white paint into something. Lifting it off like this, it gives you that detail that you need. I'm using wet on wet technique right now, and I'm using horizon blue, a little bit of cobalt green, and the cerulean. And I'm just laying in the light tones. I like to work with, you do the lightest first in watercolor, then you add your darker ones in. So all of this is wet on wet. And I'm going to add in some of the shading. I wanted to also touch up and add a little bit more vibrancy in the back. Sometimes when I'm painting the front part of the wave, like I was just working down below, I liked the way that cerulean horizon blue looked, so I decided to go ahead and add a little bit more within it, and I will not care whether it's in the original photo or not. Artwork is meant to be an interpretation of what you see, and this picture allows me to work on some of my techniques to see how I'm doing with working with water, but then also I'll play around with it and do what I want. So I'm being careful right now to paint around where I've got the blue masking. I didn't use a ton of masking. I just used what I needed to block and protect the white that I'll be working with in a second. I added a little bit more color in here and then wet it down. I wanted to just make sure that I had the color I wanted. Then I let it dry. and it began to work on the lines that I'm looking at, and I'm very selective. I don't need to have all of the lines that I see in the photo. With watercolor, I want to focus somewhere, and where I want to focus, where I want the person to see, I want my viewer to look at where the detail is. So the darkest dark and the lightest light is going to be where your eye is going to be drawn to. So I kept the focus around where this wave was and where that white crashing wave is going to be on the left-hand side. And you'll see I'll keep it kind of abstract towards the forefront on the left bottom. But I really love the contrast of the detail and that wave that's crashing down. As I'm finishing this up, I'm going to wind up going back in to the left-hand side of the wave, plus the top in the middle where it's cresting. And I'm going to add a little bit of blues. I'm going to play with my whites to finish this off. So here's the finished picture. And slow it down, stop it, take a look at it. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you paint one, show me. Hit subscribe if you liked my video today. Let me know what you want me to paint, and I will see you again very soon.